Hi, my name is Harry. Welcome to Learning with Harry. So, guys, today we're gonna learn what is a Pareto analysis and how you can do in Excel. Basically, you do Pareto analysis with one simple graph, but for that you should have a data which is very clean. For that, you need to understand what is Pareto, history behind Pareto, and some basic Excel stuff like pivot table and some basic functioning you should know at least how to make a chart bar diagram. So if you know that, you can do a Pareto analysis and you can do your own analysis whatever work you guys are doing, like if you are managing some kind of business, you can take your data and do this simple chart and you can do awesome. You can reduce your efforts. Basically what is the Pareto analysis? Because economist Wilfredo Pareto did some analysis and discovered that in Italy, more than 80% of land, it was actually in hands of 20% of people, basically citizen of Italy. So what he did, he found that your 20% efforts, will be resulted 80%. Like in my company, if I'm running my company, whether any of the clients were contributing, I have 100 of clients, any 20 clients contributing more than 80% of revenue. So why we are giving services to other people? We should increase our services and our whatever we are giving them services, or if you're distributing some product, you can give more, concentrate on that particular employees who's contributing more. So that's basically Pareto analysis, and this is some kind of theory I have just taken from Investopedia. If you can need, Pareto analysis is based on 80% of project benefit can be achieved by doing 20% of work. Like in simple words, in my company or in my department, any of employees, like 20% of employees or team members are contributing 80% of targets. So what you can give them more benefits, you can retain them, you can make some kind of strategy, guys. So that's a basically Pareto analysis, and you can see 80% of result will come from your 20% of action. If you change your action just 20%, your result efficiency will increase by 80%. Same graphical representation, these are images taken from internet for your understanding. So this is basic history behind the Pareto analysis. Now coming to my points, I am good in Excel, so I'll tell you how you can do it in Excel. So the homework for you also, because this is a dummy data I've just taken from internet. I'm not sure whether it is actually accurate, or I've just taken random data. So we'll also do one formula to change these figures. So we'll change how changing numbers, contributing. So I'm just writing amount. This is amount dummy, that is I have just taken from internet, and amount during video recording. So I'm just doing some formula. I believe you know rand between formula. Basically I just need some random numbers between 100 to 1000. So any numbers will come from 100 to 500 in my random. I'll just copy it and value paste it, because so these are some random numbers over here, and these are just taken when I've just doing some analysis from internet. So this is my data. So this is what is the data. This is monthly expenses of my home, dummy, not actual, because I'm not doing so much expenses. So these are the dummy expenses of a particular household who is working in company. If you see from 1st of December 2020 to 31st 2020, and these are some expenses did on first, like travel. This was actually dummy example, and this is example just taken now. And these are some different kind of expenses categories. You can change it, or you can just correlate, just take your own data and do this after watching this full video. So I'll just select my full data. These are some dummy data, dates, categories, two different amounts for our analysis. Once we inserted this, selected this, insert pivot table, you can press also shortcut. So this is my data selected. I'll just in create this in new sheet. So this is my pivot table is created. This is showing number 6 because I was just doing practice before this video, because I was just finding whether the data is actually making some sense to show analysis or not. So this is pivot table. Now if you put your cursor here, we have fields. I'll just put categories here, and I'll just put for first dummy amount twice, because first I'll do my analysis on dummy data. So if you see, these are my home expenses for auto and gas for that particular month, and this is the total expenses, and this is again I have just inserted second. So first is your expenses category, or expenses, basically expenses, and these are your expenses type, and this is percentage. I'll show you what is the percentage. Put your cursor on this and click right, show value as running total percentage running total in. So what this will show, this is obviously category. Put OK. So now if you see, observe, these are your total, your expenses for that particular month with dummy amount, and these are your total 100%. And I'm just putting my cursor here and pressing shortcut Control Shift L, so that my pivot table will get filter. I'll just sort it from largest to smallest. So now I'm just removing my filters. So if you see, my rent is contributing almost 50% of my total expenses for that particular month, and my loan amount is contributing almost, if you see, these are the cumulative numbers, these are the 50 and including loan. This is simple mathematics, I believe you can understanding, it's very simple. So if you can do this thing, let not just get into that. So these are the 68, including your loan and rent, your expenses are 68%. That means your 68% expenses for that particular month will go will basically gone into the rent and loan. So this is something huge, I need to look into that, but that's not for this video. So let me just go insert recommended chart. Basically Excel will basically recommend you some charts. I'll go into combo. You have a line over here, and I'll just put secondary axis. Your chart, basically this is a pivot chart. You can, it is basically linked to your data. So this is, let me just zoom it. Go to your analyze tab, go to button, because I just don't need these kind of buttons. Hide it, and I'll just put, depending upon your Excel version, you will get this plus option or not. I'm not sure whether you can check your data. And this is basically a simple Pareto analysis. Now I can simply tell, let me just insert one notepad. Let me just do some formatting. Go to design tab, basically. Select your own choice, whatever you wanted to do. So this is a diagram which I can, I'll just tell you. Let me just click here, insert. I'm just inserting one text box to do a simple analysis to tell you what we have found. First thing, it's simple. My home, that is rent, my total, or you can say your analysis, total expenses included almost, not almost, it's actually 51% for rent and 16 or 17% for loan. Total is 68%. So if you see, you can suggest your client or business that, hey, your monthly expenses is 100 rupees. Out of that, you're just paying your rent and loan to 68. So think about it. Reduce your rent, pay off your loan first, then you will get certain amount to invest. So divest your loan first, basically, and try to reduce rent. That's what we can suggest. And some people are like, I'm just not doing certain expenses on food, tea, newspaper. Will that make you rich? If you see this data, no. If you see, travel is almost, it is just 1% for my monthly expenses, and parking, coffee, subscription for your Netflix, Amazon, etc. phone. These are a very, very less compared to these huge amounts. So this is what we have found. This is actually not a good sign whether I'm doing my expenses almost 70% on the things which, which can be eliminated to certain extent, not full extent. So this is what a Pareto analysis like. My rent and loan are contributing almost 70% of these two factors, contributing 70% of my expenses. So whether I should actually eliminate this. So this is the dummy data. Let me just introduce here. So this is your pivot table now. So if I am changing here anything, this will reflect in my this particular chart. So I'll just remove expenses in percentage. I'll just put amount for the video and sum. So I'll just change it to show value as in running total. So now you have, okay. So now you have a percentage, and put your cursor here, Control Shift L for filter, largest to smallest, and put your cursor here on the chart. Right click, change chart type, go to combo, make it secondary axis. Now this is a dummy diagram. Now you can see the dummy data which we have just created, or the amount which we have inserted. Now if you see, eating out is contributing 18%. Total is 18, total is my 100% obviously, and eating out is contributing almost 18%, and auto and gas is including almost 70%. If you deduct 35 minus 18, which is 17%, and then your subscription. So I can easily say this particular type of home is like, they are earning and they are doing just expenses, going out, doing subscription, traveling around, buying groceries. So these till here 80% till now. If I move this chart here till here, or you can see here, these things or these 8 things are contributing your 80% of total home expenses for that particular month. Eating out, gas, subscription, grocery, cleaning, charity, loan, and home. We can reduce our eating out, auto gas station, subscription, so we can, increase our profitability. Saving, that saving can, invest it somewhere to get some highest return. So this is what we can suggest. So these are the things which we can do in Pareto analysis. So now homework for you, because these are the dummy data. Now I must say, you are guys, if you're watching this video, you must be dealing somewhere with your company, or you're working somewhere, or if your household, just try to record your expenses for a particular month and do these 6 different analysis. I'm not sure if you're following in these things, but try to correlate the example with your own expenses. If you don't have any company, or if you're not working anywhere where this example can be related, but try record your expenses from 1st Jan 2020 to January 31st 2021, and try to do what things make your expenses bigger. Try to reduce, try to increase your savings, so we can invest in somewhere. So how much percent of product, if you're running company, represent your total sales? If your total sales is 100 crores, how much different kinds of product? If you have 5 different or 50 products, if your 5 product is contributing more than 80%, you can concentrate on that product only. How much percent of employees accounted for the total sales? If you're running company, check, eh, are there any certain set of employees who are contributing more than 80% basically of the your total sales or productivity, or you can say profit basically. So your 20% of population or employees contributing 80% of revenue, so you can concentrate on that. How much percentage of employee avail total leave in the company, total leaves availed, and any 20% employee contributing more than 80% of leaves. Check how many different orders got delayed due to changing in certain factors like price of transportation. If you're changing transport service, changing in price, are there any correlation between changing these 20% to your total 80%? How many orders got delayed due to change in vehicle use, like from four-wheeler to six-wheeler or something kind of different type of vehicles used in transportation? Check how many our customers, were happy during the last month due to change in the price, or maybe vice versa, opposite of that. So these example you can correlate, and basically this analysis, Pareto analysis, was formed due to inappropriate or disappropriate of income factors, or certain factors basically. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it, because I believe it's a long video, but I covered history, then Excel analysis, then practical analysis with different kind of things. So just comment it whether this is useful for you, and do your own analysis and make your life easier, guys. So that's it for this video. If you like, share with your friend and subscribe it.